Hello there. Just to clarify for certain people who may or may not understand or appreciate what I do. I'm of the mindset I have a certain belief, if you would, that life is a lot like a deck of cards. Now, I'm not suggesting that it's a game of chance, or that you can somehow count your way into success. Although it may appear that way for a lot of people. No. What I mean, what I am referring to, is that people are a lot like cards. You have your arrangement of characters, numbers, people who aren't quite up to par to be special enough in the eyes of the system in which they live in. Now, you have your 1 through your 9. But really, what do people look for? They look for the special ones, the faces, don't they? The ones they can look up to. The ones they can admire. Like your jacks. Your jacks. Your kings, your queens. Your aces. The special little snowflakes that excel at the system. And which one do people tend to avoid? Which one do people tend to not acknowledge? The jokers. You see, people don't want to acknowledge the jokers in the deck of cards. And yet, every 52 people or so, you find yourself with a joker. But why are people so afraid of the joker? Well, there could be a number of reasons. There's very few jokers compared to the rest of the game. But I like to think it's for another reason. You see, you don't just have your special little people. No. You also have your allegiances. You're not just a king, you're not just a queen, you're not just a jack. You're not just an ace. You're not just a 1 through 9. No. You're also a club, a spade, a heart. You're a diamond in the rough. You're part of a group, part of a community, part of many. But whose allegiance does the Joker have? None. The Jokers of the deck of cards have no allegiance. They're independent. In a lot of ways, you can respect that independence. That originality. And yet, more than not, they're feared. I think that's a shame. And I don't think it's right. So I have to wonder to myself, why are people so afraid of the Joker? Have you ever seen animals at the zoo? Lions, tigers, bears, oh my. Maybe even the bats. What do they have in common? After a while, you notice this look in their eyes. This glazed over look of acceptance. They've accepted that they're just animals in a cage. They're not in the wild anymore. I feel like the jokers are the few who can't accept that they live in a cage. We're the ones who don't have that look of acceptance in our eyes. And that's why we're so feared. We have that quote-unquote crazy look in our eyes. That wild look in our eyes. The one where you can't quite tell if we're gonna bow down to the king, to the queen, to the jack, to the ace. If we're not going to admire them for their accomplishments within the system. Or if we're just gonna fucking stab them in their face. You never know. And that's why I feel we're so feared. People can't accept that we don't acknowledge their system the way they do. I've had many people in my life try to bend me to their will, try to manipulate me, try to make me another puppet to their system, and I don't appreciate it. Not one bit. I just thought I would get that off my chest. The next time you own a company, the next time you presume to lord yourself over other individuals, other members of this deck of cards we call life, I want you to take into consideration that the person you're trying to break, the person you're trying to the person you're trying to control might just be one of the few jokers. Why so serious?